by Trafalgar Square. And there is Lord Nelson at the top of the tower. This is the center of London, right here, right at the Nelson Tower.
And the blue chicken. Do we know why it's there?
We have St. Paul's Cathedral nestling to the left-hand side of the cluster of buildings that are the hallmark of the city. In the centre of that, the black-topped building is Tower 42, the old NatWest Tower, National Westminster Bank. To the right of that is a confection of a couple of buildings. The cheese grater to the right, the one that looks like, well, curiously, a cheese grater. And on the left-hand side of that is what's known as the gherkin, which, because it looks like a giant pickle. Oh, right, this is the Temple Bar, the entry point into the city and the exit point from the city. It is on this spot that Her Majesty the Queen is greeted by the Lord Mayor of the City of London when she visits the city. Edward Seymour, the Duke of Somerset, becomes the de facto king, and he demands a palace that suits his new status as the de facto ruler. And so they build a palace on this site. He is Edward Lord Protector Somerset, so it's the original Somerset House. The building that we see here is built in 1776 to replace the old Somerset House, created in the architectural style of Perpendicular Gothic, which is the last flowering of the Gothic architectural style, which really flourished at the end of the 1400s going into the 1500s.
Thank you very much. I'm glad to hear you. Have you received the report from Stockholm on the surrender? Yes, I have. So we thought it looked very good. I called the War Cabinet together, and they opposed my telegraphing to Stalin. Himmler hasn't proposed to surrender on the Eastern Front, so we thought perhaps it would be necessary to report it to Stalin. That is, of course, to say that in our view, the surrender must be simultaneous.
I don't think we ought even to consider a piecemeal surrender.
No, not to a man like him.
That's right, that's the way I feel, exactly. I hope to see you someday soon.
But this is supposedly the first ever painting of tennis.
This is the beautiful Eddington Palace, a wonderful luxury hotel with history that goes back hundreds of years. The Shirley family that was the original owner can trace their ancestry back to 1066 when the Normans came.
Years ago this year, 1564, so this is an important year of celebration. And indeed he died on the same day upon which he was born, 52 years later. It was perhaps a very exciting birthday, who knows, too many candles on the cake. I know about this, I'm 53. So William Shakespeare married 18 years after he was born, and he married Anne Hathaway, and we're heading to see where she lived now. She was born 2 years before Queen Elizabeth I came to the throne of England, and this property, the central section of the property, in fact, if I could ask Mike to stop here, if that's okay. Can you all see over the hedge here? If you cannot understand my argument and declare it's Greek to me, you are quoting Shakespeare. If you claim to be more sinned against than sinning, you are quoting Shakespeare. If you recall your salad days, you are quoting Shakespeare. If you act more in sorrow than in anger, if your wish is father to the thought, if your lost property has vanished into thin air, you are quoting Shakespeare. If you have ever refused to budge an inch or suffered from green-eyed jealousy, if you played fast and loose, if you've ever been tongue-tied, a tower of strength, hoodwinked, or in a pickle, if you have knitted your brows, made a virtue of necessity, insisted on fair play, slept not one wink, stood on ceremony, danced attendance on your lord and master, laughed yourself into stitches, had short shrift, cold comfort, or too much of a good thing, if you have seen better days, or lived in a fool's paradise, why, be that as it may, the more fool you, for it is a foregone conclusion that you are, as good luck would have it, quoting Shakespeare. If you think it is early days and clear out bag and baggage, if you think it is high time that is the long and short of it, if you believe that the game is up and that truth will out, even if it involves your own flesh and blood, if you lie low till the crack of doom because you suspect foul play, if you have your teeth set on edge at one fell swoop without rhyme or reason, then to give the devil his due, if the truth were known, for surely you have a tongue in your head, you are quoting Shakespeare. Even if you bid me good riddance and send me packing if you wish, I were dead as a doornail if you think I am an eyesore, a laughing stock, the devil incarnate, a stony-hearted villain, bloody-minded, or a blinking idiot, then, by Jove, oh Lord, tut, tut, for goodness sake, what the Dickens, but me no buts, it's all one to me, for you are quoting Shakespeare. Thank you.
To my memory, this was a man who had taken up the hobby of building a model of this village, and it's sort of in his back garden, and it grew and people got interested in it, and I came and saw it as sort of an 11-year-old and wished I had my dollhouse figures with me. And I came back when I was about 18 and actually met him. He was old, maybe 90s. And whenever a new house went up at that point, he quickly had to build a model of it and add it to the village.